Hey, hi guys. Berg isn't here. I don't think he liked my reunion video. So instead, I got the man himself, my opponent, Jade Star.
Hey guys.
So Jade brought undeads. You wanna tell us a little bit about the undeads as we do the kickoff in the rain?
Yeah. Screw the frigging rain. Doesn't help me at all. So, undead,
You say, hold on. You say it doesn't help me at all, but you catch the kickoff. And
Carp, roll to 6.
This is, okay. Right, okay, tell me what undead are.
So undead are usually classified as a bashy team. I would say a little bit less so. I typically run things like dwarfs or chaos or orcs, which are far more bashy, but they're good, strong, I wouldn't say middle of the road, but slightly more bashy than normal team.
Yeah.
They're mostly built around positional. So you got the 2 mummies, which are basically the best big guys in the game. 5 strength, no negative traits.
There goes the loner, by the way.
Yep. That was a great start.
Yeah.
They start with Mighty Blow, they regen, they're pretty good. I mean, their one limiting factor is movement 3, but that's something you can work around. It's not as bad as Tree Men.
Yeah.
Then you got the whites as your positionals, the things that the other LP tried to make you do crazy crap with.
It was only passing, and it didn't go well, but they're still an all-around good unit, even with
they're
terrible
blitzers,
skills.
basically. They're the undead blitzers. Mine are much more traditionally built, with the first skill being guard and the second skill being tackle, because I knew elves were going to be in my future.
Yeah, tackle's gonna give me a lot of headaches in this match because you have two of them and they're reasonably fast. So here we go.
And then we've got the ghouls, which are the undead ball runners. Not a whole lot to say about them. They're slightly faster with 7 movement, 3 strength, 3 agility. They're pretty average, and 7 armor value, no regen, meaning they're fragile. Undead don't get an apothecary, and ghouls don't get regen, so they tend to go splat.
Against normal teams, against the elves, first of all, both of his ghouls have, in addition to starting with dodge, they both have block, so they both have blodge. And I don't have any tackle, and I don't really have any murdery players, so first of all, this is the cage, and this is gonna be the cage. So the cage is gonna happen, and his players have blodge, and I don't have tackle. So even if I could get to his players, I have to roll 6s to knock them down.
Yeah, it's a tough cage to crack, and presumably you've edited out my horrible minutes of indecision where I am just utterly afraid elves are going to be touching my balls.
Yeah, if you would like an example of how hard Jade was trying, like just the try hard levels, pay attention and after these cuts, try to pay attention to what the timer is left.
It wasn't try hard. I was just like, look, elves, if you ever leave a cage corner open or any vulnerability, they will find a way to get your balls.
I'm not touching that.
Yeah, that's damn right, because I caged super hard. You ain't touching that.
I ain't touching that. Hey, look, I rolled a 1.
Oh, man.
So,
eating those rerolls.
This is going to be a very good example of how very conservative teams play against elves.
Yes. I'm very, very cagey because I don't want elves anywhere near the ball. I'm very worried that at any moment he'll sneak somebody in, especially those blitzers. I'm almost a little surprised at how heavily he caged. I kind of expected catchers to be running around behind and
You mean screen? Wait, did you say something wrong? Did you get it? You said cage instead of screen.
No, I'm caging. You're screening.
You said you were surprised at how heavily he caged.
Whatever.
He meaning you?
Sure, yes.
Okay.
I'm surprised by my own behavior. No, shut up.
Oh, continue your thought. I'm sorry.
Oh, here comes the spite punch at Suicide Tank, because I had nothing better, and no.
Well, you have tackle, and Suicide Tank has dodge, but we get pushes, and so this cage ain't going anywhere.
Yeah. I'm not in a big hurry to score anyway. My 2 big thoughts is, I don't want the ball on the ground, because I will never pick it up again, because it's raining, I have nothing with sure hands, and there will be elves all over it.
Mm-hmm.
And if I do score early, you're elves. You're just going to be able to 1 or 2 turn me. Well, probably not 1 turn.
Oh, and we should mention, I'm pretty sure it's happened before, but just in case you forgot, Pouring Rain means that catches, interceptions, and pickups are one roll harder. So his already base agility 3 team now has to roll a 4+, so they have to roll, it's a 50% chance that they'll even be able to pick up the ball in the first place.
Yeah.
So this combined with the fact that he has some very good mummies, who both, they get only strength access, but they both roll doubles, and so they both have block. So that means that they're strength 5 players with block, who are just going to basically mash my face in to the tune of about 3 movement a turn.
They're not quick, but they're strong, and they're reliable.
This is going to be a really slow grind down the pitch. Wow. As soon as that very first turn, as soon as I sort of identify that you super caged, you had like a hyper cage and then a hyper wall. I sort of expected, and especially based on how these matches have been going, like my opponents take maybe one slight risk to get a good position. And it ended up failing in most cases, and then I was able to sneak through and take advantage. I figured this is how metagamey I was getting with this matchup. I figured that you've been watching, so yeah. You would know that, I'm gonna be able to take big advantage. So you're gonna be extremely conservative, and so playing off of that, I'm trying to also, I'm trying to just sort of hold you off and hold off the initial, like super conservative tank rush and bide my time essentially.
Yeah. I mean, even here, like, I thought I made a mistake. I only left 3 people to guard the ball. And I was expecting, like, Elrond to come around and mark former elf caravan, and then, like, Skinks to dodge off and do the 1D on a Carp.
Right. And so the problem that's going to happen in this match is that, and so here's a dub skull, I don't want to roll too many dice. If I start rolling too many dice and I start failing dice, I'm going to run out of rerolls. And in this matchup, I'm going to need a lot of rerolls because,
when
again,
do pro elves ever fail all the dice rolls?
Well, I recognize my own, like, the hubris is coming. My reckoning is coming, and I was kind of terrified at that happening. Oh, say hello to Tina Fey, our second blodger on the team. Blodge is really good. I was really scared of something bad happening, so I'm trying to be pretty conservative, sort of air quotes, but the problem with, even with you having only 3 people to cage there, I can punch that ball. Trauma Gosling and Tantrum Spiral, of course, both have guard, so I can't get too close up in there. I could blitz the ball to the tune of a 1dB, so it's basically, I'm making a 6+. If I get that ball on the ground, obviously it's great. Yeah. But if I don't, not so great.
Elves are getting punched.
Here's one of the first minor mistakes that I make. I stood Dragon right there, assuming I'd get an assist,
right.
But
no.
I can't because of Goblin Aquarium.
A Goblin Aquarium, by the way, a plus strength guard zombie.
Fuck that guy.
He's like a mini mummy.
I'm gonna say it right now. That guy should not be as big of a problem just because he's so slow and, like, extremely inagile. But the whole match, because he's strength 4, he's just gonna be all up in my business the whole time. He's gonna be everywhere I don't want him to be.
Oh no, he's great. He's just a mini mummy, and he needs block. I mean, which is a normals for him.
Right,
oh,
yeah.
And fuck this dodging. Yeah, see, there's what I was kind of worried about. Now you got an elf behind me, and it's just like, oh, shit.
Yeah, the problem isn't necessarily that I got an elf behind you. The problem is, can I actually get to you?
Yeah, I mean, he's still something that could tie up a cage corner. I'm not using any zombies, but if I used a zombie as a cage corner, there's nothing a zombie's gonna do to an elf besides try to punch it, maybe 1D it. And at that point, I kind of have to, because if you mark a zombie with an elf, my options are punch it and risk the 1dB, or next turn you just 2+ off of it and go do whatever you want to do, basically making my zombie useless for a turn.
Correct. And I'm faster than you, so I could literally just run around it.
Yeah. So my zombies need to be actually, like, doing useful things, whereas these guys, like, I need the things that are going to be problems dealt with by, the handful of good players I actually have.
Block, Mighty Blow, etc.
Right. The things that I do have, like, I really have maybe 6 players that can get anything done. All of the non-zombies. I've got 2 ball runners, I've got 2 blitzers, and I've got 2 mummies. Everybody else is just kind of roadblocks.
Yeah, zombies are, if anyone who watched the Necromantic LP knows, zombies are not good. And they're bad.
They're not even going to be that great roadblocks against elves. I mean, they can make a wall, but you can either go around or whatever. They're not going to go through elves.
So my decision to put on the shelf back behind you was sort of based on the fact that you were going to try to reverse field on me. I wasn't expecting the former elf caravan, the plus movement ghoul.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that move, but I was certainly expecting you to come back across my face. But luckily
I realized I needed
movement.
to do something, or you were just going to keep shifting the screen on me constantly. So I got elf caravan as a twofold thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of a backup scoring threat at this point, because I could just run cart tunnel up, hand it off to him, and run him upfield and score. But he also slices another fair chunk of the field off from you, extending kind of that screen I have going down the now left sideline.
Yep. At this point, I would like you to do something other than hypercage. So,
hey, look, I've only got 2 corners. Look at that.
Well, yeah, but you look at this wall of tackle zones between me and where I want to be. So, Rip Guy Who Died, making great use of his skill access. He's taking you to the turf.
Oh, I'll wrestle. Oh shit, I didn't take my shirt off for this. Oh well.
Please don't take your shirt off. So, I'm not overly concerned about you handing off to former elf caravan again, because
he's
it's
on
raining
the ground now.
And he's on the ground. Yeah. He's raining and it's on the ground. So I'm just gonna keep doing the elf thing, which is you shift left, I shift left, you shift right, I shift right.
I'm still slowly gaining ground.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you're sort of you've left behind at least 1 or 2 mummies. If you want to keep pushing up the field, you're slowly leaving behind players, and that's where elves get the advantage. Is because if I can separate you from your whole team, then I can get up in there, and that's the goal, is to get up in there.
Right.
It's not happening this turn.
I was really expecting a foul in former elf caravan too, just like how surrounded he is.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, I don't foul that much on roll, and second of all, like, these elves are really valuable. So
that's right. And you came in with 11, right?
I came in with 10 and a loner.
Yeah,
so
right.
I'm still licking my wounds from that first match where
Damn.
two dudes died.
Yeah. I think I had 12. I got recursive engraving sitting over there on the sideline.
Hang out on the sideline.
While I'm at it, so Menaces with Spikes of Bone, obvious Dwarf Fortress reference for my my team here. It was made after about 10-20 hours of streaming some new Dwarf Fort. Vile Force of Darkness, obvious references. Trauma Gosling. That's the story, though.
Go ahead. There's not much. It's your turn. It's your turns, and you've already blitzed, so not much else is going to happen. So go ahead.
Yeah. So, I needed somebody to be a butcher, because I was having, like, way too many pets, and I think I was breeding turkeys and whatever, so I needed a butcher. So I made the random migrant the butcher. The butcher had a gosling pet that would follow him around everywhere. So it would watch him, grab these turkeys, march them down to the butchery, and then freeze in terror when it saw the turkeys getting slaughtered in front of it.
Oh, God.
And it happened over and over and over. And every time you just see it, like, start blinking the little blue "I'm panicked" exclamation mark. I was like, oh, that poor thing's so traumatized.
That's terrible.
Yeah. I guess the other one that requires a good explanation is Danger Room Hamster.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you familiar with the X-Men?
The X-Men, I am familiar.
Okay, so you know their training room, the Danger Room. Oh, it's dangerous, right?
I do now.
Okay. Other people might get that. But, in Dwarf Fortress, you can kind of recreate it. You create a room that's full of, retracting and extending spikes. And then you put your military in there to have them get trained by having to defend themselves from, the spikes over and over. And then you make the spikes out of wooden training spears, so the chances of injury are pretty low.
Right.
But, so I was doing that, and somehow a hamster got in there.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and it survived. It became, like, this amazingly strong hamster that could survive when I was just flipping the switch on and off trying to skewer it.
Did he become your military leader?
No, it's not.
Okay, so you can see here that, I mean, like, there's opportunities to punch Carp Tunnel. Yeah. The problem is, who's that guy? The Vile Force of Darkness and your Spinecracker and Tantrum Spiral all have guard.
Yep.
On the shelf would have to get through Danger Room Hamster, but I don't have any other players behind there to support. So, I could punch this ball, it's gonna be a minus 2 DB, or it's gonna be a lot of dodges to be had. But, this is starting to become the pitch is starting to spread out a little bit. I'm starting to separate your players from your ball carrier and your sort of cartel of players that you're running with the ball. And so I'm hesitant to, obviously. So the thing is, I could be standing my elves next to this cage and try to peel players off and slow you down, etc. But if I do that, I just get punched in the face and then all my players die. So that's the I'm not huge on that idea, but what I would like to do is to try to again just keep trying to like split off players. So I'm probably going to go make that blitz for professional Gelder, right? But it's just like I gotta crack this cage.
Yeah, and it's as weak as it's ever been right now, but that's still 2 guard whites and a mummy protecting it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ideally, assuming that you're going to stay as conservative as you've been staying for a while, at least a couple turns, ideally, we start to reach the half, you panic, run Carp Tunnel out in a position that is vulnerable, and then I take advantage of it. Probably end up passing to Elven Shelf, but... Oh god, I didn't even notice that terrible misclick. I just dodged Asshole Tony right into a tackle zone like it don't even matter.
Yeah. I remember that one.
Whoops. That's fine, though. He survived.
Now, I didn't want to say this during the game, but fuck your 1 dice.
Yeah.
I did actually say that during the game.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
But, I was actually leaving a former elf caravan over there, like, as a decoy. You seem to be paying him a lot of attention. He's a plus movement guy, so I figured you'd be thinking to focus on that. I'm like, I don't care. Fuck it. He's got like 3 elves guarding him. That's less things in my direct path that I'm gonna go run with Carp Tunnel.
Right.
So I was happy to dodge him out and just leave him over there. It's like, fuck it, you don't have tackle.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Thread, give him some tackle. Holy fuck.
Oh, well, that's the problem. Like, dodge and block are so good that...
Right.
I mean, we're only 5 matches in. You get players that start with block, and you gave them tackle and guard, obviously.
Right.
But, like, yes, I recognize that you're probably not going to do anything with that guy. And more than anything, I just kind of wanted to punch him a bunch, and I wasn't too concerned about you, like, trying to peel off on me, because as you can see, I have these 4 elves, and I have this little screen going.
Right.
And so, like, those players are fine where they are, basically. Luckily, we have another, failed block tackle blitzer.
Can't punch your fucking blitzers.
Zanzibar standing upright forever, and this cage ain't going nowhere. Yet again.
Yeah. If I'd been able to knock him down, that would have opened up a nice gap for me to advance towards, but you sidestep him into the proper place, and now there's nowhere for me to go that's not got a tackle zone wall.
Yep.
It's still only turn 5. I'm not worried. I've made good progress. If I gotta advance a little bit more. I don't want to find myself at like turn 6 or 7 and have Carp Tunnel still way the fuck back there.
Mm-hmm. And so, you in the effort to try to advance the cage, you're going to stand all of your cage corners next to my players.
Oh yeah, I remember this turn now. This is kind of the risky contact cage. This is not usually a good idea.
Nope.
But when you've got the guard and strength advantage of undead versus elves, this is okay.
Yeah. So, as you can see, with Zanzibar Jones, I could clear players away with Zanzibar, and then go punch assuming I could knock this, Ur Spinecracker down, if I knock Ur Spinecracker down, I can do a 1DB and also stand a lot of my players next to you.
Yeah, I just kind of noticed how chain pushy Urist is. Like, you could push him into Carp, force Carp out the back, or something, yeah. Ooh.
Yep. So that option exists, but the very first move I do, I close myself off from being able to get in there. Luckily, I rolled a block anyway, so...
So what was the point of moving Skinks in a trench coat up there? That wasn't an assist. You could have had 2D.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't thinking, or I was thinking poorly. So now I'm kind of stymied. The idea was that I could push your ball carrier into Elrond and the dragon, and maybe try to get another block off. But now, not so much. So I'm gonna go punch your guy,
right?
And So when you have Frenzy, and you have to follow up...
Oh, fuck this play.
Sometimes you Frenzy into a -2 DB, because you forget to count, players.
And you fucking -2 DB a pair of POWs.
Goblin Aquarium has guard, don't forget.
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to be just a 1 DB, which I was fine with, and now it's a -2, and then I just roll straight 6s, so whatever.
Yeah.
Get on the ground. Suicide Tank and Zanzibar are both in good spots. This is going to be heavy ball pressure time.
And you got a stun out of it, too.
Yeah, and that's...
like, that really should have been a turnover.
A stun's real good. I had block. It wouldn't have been that bad. I just had to not roll a 1.
Yeah. As bad as that is, I'm still okay. I've got 3 guys with guard still standing next to Carp Tunnel.
Also, I'm only down to 1 reroll.
Yeah. Thankfully, like, if you'd also cracked Tantrum Spiral, that could have been a problem as well. Yep.
But again, like, the problem with standing a bunch of elves next to a bunch of undead players is that you have a bunch of guard, and you have, we have the same amount of players, and you have a bunch of guard, and you have a bunch more strength. So, like, my guys are probably just all gonna get punched, and this cage ain't moving, yet again.
Yeah. And, I mean, this would be okay for you if it was turn 7 or something, but I've got 2 more turns to dig out of this before I need to worry about scoring. And thankfully, ghouls are a little bit faster than most undead at 7 movement. I think if I had a clear path, Carp Tunnel could reach the touchdown.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you could reach it with a GFI.
Oh, okay. So that's not so bad.
Or maybe 9. I don't know. I lazy counted. Yeah, we're just going to say that, yes, you could score from here. Yeah. If you needed to, with some dodging. But this is definitely going to be a critical turn. If you can't knock down Suicide Tank, which you can't.
No.
So, the decision to stand there was just to get Suicide Tank free. If I would have, obviously, the obvious choice is like, hey, Tackle does stuff. Tackle knocks down Elrond. If I would have stood next to where Goblin Aquarium is, I could have stood to the left and been standing next to your ball carrier, but then just Goblin Aquarium punches me, and then I'm not. But I would rather be sort of like wedged out and spread out a little bit more, so that I can do stuff maybe if I need to. If you try to go all the way to the right. Yeah,
you've made a pretty decent screen. If Asshole Tony was still standing, it would be a lot better. Oh, and, well, 2 Skinks is going to get hit by the 4-strength zombie. So your left side cracked a little.
The 4-strength zombie is yet again in a terrible position. For me.
Yeah. Just Mini-Mummy. Should have named him that.
Well, I mean, you would have known that he would have lived up to the prophecy of being...
I don't know. Like, Mike Henry Throwraw, I named the best ball handler ever when I recruited him, and he turned out to be a 4 agility blodge ball handler.
That is the best ball carrier.
Oh, man.
I'd also like to point out that you've been making a lot of blocks and doing GFIs and stuff, and you haven't used a reroll yet. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, I've been making a lot of safe blocks. Pretty much everybody that throws blocks, except a couple zombies, has block.
I've been making safe blocks. I rolled dub skulls, son. No excuses.
You've also been rolling -2 DB against and 1 dices.
Yeah, those are fine.
Dice.
I don't know what you... Oh, yeah, look at this guy. Look at this POW guy.
Oh, there's one. He knew the risks.
There's only... Yeah, he didn't. He did know the risks. At some point, you can't spend forever complaining about dice.
Well, see, even in chat right there, I'm like, I don't think this is a good idea, but I have 3 rerolls. I can't, I have 3 turns to spend them on. I might as well throw the 1 die.
Yeah, exactly. If you spend too much time counting your opponent's dice versus your own, you're not going to get anywhere. So I'm now out of rerolls because I wanted to do this, which is to punch your guard tackle player and then also push up. It would be a -2 DB into a that's Zanzibar, so it'd be just a -2 DB, because again, look at all this strength and look at all this guard.
Yeah, he's next to a mummy and the mini-mummy.
Yep. So,
he's vulnerable, but you can't do much when he's got 2 guards on him.
And even when I crack the cage, you still have blodge. So, I decided the best choice is to punch former of Caravan, and I get the stun, which is great. So...
Yeah, that really put a crimp in my kind of safety net, move around and hand off plans. Although, Yeah, we're definitely within scoring range with Carp Tunnel here. That's like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, now you are.
Yeah, he's like 5 out, maybe 6.
You are now. So I'm gonna do what I can, which is to set up a semblance of a screen. Not the greatest screen, but it's something.
Yeah, you've got, 5 guys now behind the ball carrier. Not exactly where you wanted to be for screening.
Yeah, that's true. Those guys were already back there anyway. And so I could have probably got them around. If you want to score this turn, you totally can. If you can knock down Tina Fey, you can walk it in.
Oh, yeah. But then I give elves a chance to 2-turn me, and they will.
So, are you saying that given the opportunity to score, you didn't? I think there's a term for that.
I believe I took the opportunity not to let you score on me. I think that's called defense.
Can you remember? It's hold on. Balling, walling, falling. Oh, that's right. Calling. You totally called me.
Yeah, I called out. Yeah,
you called my bluff.
Hey, tackle, doing a thing.
Tackle is indeed doing a thing, and that's because my blitzers are very useful. They're extremely reliable and not getting punched and being in the position I want them to be, standing upright always. Running up against a tackle player is a bad time because now I'm on the ground.
Yeah. I have the touchdown here. Carp could just break right around the mummy and the white and score. Mm-hmm. But I am convinced, given the chance, New will get the ball and field a 2-turn touchdown on me.
So you go ahead and you do the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do the thing that the thread hates. But, I mean, New had an easy ride up until now. Let's just say that. He had 4 games of just easy ride, and now he's playing a confident, technical player.
I'm totally okay with someone playing properly.
Yeah.
Just because, these games have just been a fucking roller coaster of insanity. So, one proper game, how you're supposed to play, even though it is boring.
Yeah. I apologize, it's not as fun as it could have been, but, I mean, this is proper Blood Bowling.
That's our job, though. Our job is to make this fun.
Right.
So, I do think it's important to actually show off how Blood Bowl should be played. So, having said that, it's turn 7. Your turn 8 is coming up, and I want to stop you from scoring.
Yeah, you need to.
I need to. So, I need to try to set up a turn 8 cage. And what that means... screen, I'm sorry. Good call. So...
what the audience doesn't know is that I give New tons of shit every time he posts a video and this says anything wrong. Loner is a 3+ reroll. No, it's not.
I think everyone. Okay, but yeah. So I'm out of rerolls. I want to make you roll as many dice as I can.
Yeah.
And I want to try to stop you from being able to get through the screen. So on the left side, it's pretty much locked up. Or, sorry, on the right side, it's pretty much locked up. You're left.
Especially, if Elf in the Shelf makes that. It doesn't, die on that GFI. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the problem here is that over here on my left side, I didn't realize it at the time. I wasn't really thinking. I think I thought that Rip Guy Who Died had sidestep, when in really it's Suicide Tenku's right there. But my thought is, okay, I've secured the right side a lot. The left side is now secured by having 2 skinks and a trench coat there. Because, what are you going to do? If you try to blitz Zanzibar, he's going to sidestep. If you can knock him down, that's great, you score, but that's going to happen anyway. What I totally neglected is that Rip Guy Who Died has only wrestle, and he doesn't have sidestep. So, to actually score here is real easy. That's it. That's it.
It would have been hilarious, though, if that had been a pair of both downs. I mean, I still would have just been able to make the 3+ with reroll dodge off of Zanzibar.
Yep.
At a kind of weird diagonal angle, but don't even need to do that now.
Or the team reroll if you were really so inclined to do so.
Yeah.
So I messed up my screen a little bit, but it was looking a bit grim anyway, and I got scored on. The second touchdown of the LP, the second against.
You're right.
And it's actually the first time I've been down in the score.
That's true. Yeah.
Yep. Luckily, my guy comes back. And I'm back to 11 players. And the weather is now nice, and it's turn 8, so I think you all know what that means.
Yep.
It's time to try the 1-turn touchdown.
And this is why I stalled, because, some elf bullshit is about to happen.
some elf bullshit is about to happen. So you set up way deep. You set up in the anti-one-turn defense, which is just to have as many tackle zones spread out as you can.
Yeah.
My thought process here is I have positions that I can make it through, and you don't have tackle covering it. But my idea is, so I can score with two people. I can score with Zanzibar, who's plus agility, and has sidestep, which makes stuff like, so it's already kind of been messed up.
Well.
With chain pushing, what you want to do is shove your players around in such a way that the opponent stays upright, so I can keep rolling pushes and advance Zanzibar farther and farther down the field. He has sidestep, which means that he can obviously sidestep and keep moving down the field.
No matter what angle he gets pushed from.
Yep.
Normally you got to follow the usual 3 to the back rules, but you push anybody into Zanzibar and he gets to go downfield.
Yep. And so Zanzibar only needs to move 2 more squares, but I come to the realization that I've run out of players. If I would have had, I think 1 or 2 more players who hadn't moved.
Can't you put somebody left to Tina Fey and then shove recursive engraving into Tina Fey and Tina Fey into Zanzibar?
Well, I have to push recursive engraving to the left so Assel Tony can throw his last block. But I'm out of players. If I would have had 2 more who I didn't move, and obviously I was set up, if I didn't get that knockdown on that first player, I would have been able to do this better. But it's kind of a crapshoot even to try to get it in the first place.
You made 3 squares out of it. That's still pretty good.
Yeah, it was 3 squares with a sidestep. So if I would have, I'm demonstrating now. If I would have moved with Tina Fey, Zanzibar Jones is 1 square short. I don't know if you could tell that I was clicking through. Tina Fey would have made it if I would have chose to do it with her instead. But I figured with sidestep, I would have had a much better position to put myself in. So Zanzibar Jones can't score, and I decided to go for the vanity pass with Dragon, who now has accurate, so he could sling that long pass if he wants. I think I'm going to throw it over your guys' head, just to throw a little saucy 2+ to a guy with catch who has nerf to steal. So that's a 2+2+ and a 6+ for you to try to intercept it, and you don't.
No.
So that brings a hard fought first half, and we'll see you guys for the next one.